Hey, hello everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Limitless show. Today we're going to be talking about what we wish we knew when we were back in high school, but mainly to do with confidence and finding purpose. I am so happy and so lucky to introduce you to my new friend, Zoe. I'm so excited for you to meet her because she just has so much energy, and it literally makes me so happy because her excitedness and energy just, zaps me into a good mood.
Yeah, I'm so excited to be here. I'm so thankful we met and so excited for your show.
Where I want to start is obviously the Limitless show is all about things that have limited us in the past, and we talk about how we overcame it. And you said you wanted to talk along the lines of high schoolers and what you kind of wish you knew to do with confidence and finding purpose. So what I want to ask you now is, when you didn't really have confidence back in high school, how did that limit you?
So back when I was in about elementary school and middle school, I would say that my confidence was pretty low. And there was a turning point in high school where it's really projected me from a low point to where I am today. So it really limited me just because, back in elementary school and in middle school, high school, a lot of kids really try to fit the mold, right? We all try to kind of do the same things, wear the same clothes, join the same clubs and things like that. So, I was constantly doing that, right? And I would be so nervous about what other people would think about me. And it was limiting me because I then couldn't discover my own self-worth and my own self-value. So, from high school, that is when, I really took a turn and I found my purpose and my passion. So I'll definitely get into, how I found those things and how I became more confident and driven with more purpose in my life.
I don't think a lot of people talk about the fear of, what people think about them. How did you get over that fear? How did you get over the fear of what people may think about you and just say, actually, I don't care. I want to live my best life?
Yeah, so there was a huge turning point for me. It was when I got to high school. I joined a club called Future Business Leaders of America. So in this club, we have to present a business presentation, and mine was, a sales presentation just on my tennis racket. It was something little, but I figured why not try something new? It's high school. So I had prepared this whole presentation, and I got up in front of about 30 different people to just practice it, right? And I totally froze. It was so bad. I totally froze. I sat down. I didn't even do the presentation. And from that point on, I was like, okay, we're going to change our ways and we're going to become more confident so we can do that, right? So it was like the practice and the repetition of that speech. I actually grew to love public speaking. So, from discovering something new in my life, like a club, right? I found my passion of public speaking and motivating people. So that was kind of how I got over that fear.
What specific things did you do to then be able to speak to more people?
Yeah, so I decided I just needed to face my fear right in the face, right? So what I did was I would go to a whole bunch of different random classrooms throughout the school, and like a science class. I'd be like, hey, can I present this 7-minute speech to your class? Do you think anyone in the class cared about my tennis racket speech, right? So I just went up there and did it, and I was so nervous at first, right? But over time with practice, it didn't matter what other people thought. I was just being intentional about it, which is what made the world of a difference.
When it comes to purpose, I think a lot of people, I know that when I left secondary school, which is your high school, I was so worried, and I still have friends, and I'm 23 years old, and I know that's still young, but I still have friends who are like, I have no idea what I want to do with my life. And I think when you're younger, you have this pressure on you and this expectation that you have to know what you want to do. But I want people to know that they don't need to know what they want to do. But if someone was looking to find their purpose in life, how would you tell them to go about it? How did you find your purpose?
So what I would recommend is really trying as many things as you can when you're in high school and middle school, because those things early in your life are going to actually lead to you finding your purpose. And, even if it's something that you don't end up liking, well then, hey, at least that wasn't meant to be. So for me personally, I have been playing tennis as well since I was in third grade, right? And from my tennis experience, I really took it serious in high school is when I really stepped up my game. And I also, with Future Business Leaders of America, that's how I discovered my speaking and business passion. So now looking forward into my future, I've realized, oh my gosh, like I can combine that love of tennis and business by, working for like the United States Tennis Association, or working for a company like Gatorade, which combines business and athletics. So there's just those early stages are just so key to trying new things to lead you to your future.
Yeah, because we had a conversation recently about how if you try as many different things as possible, when you know what you love, you can combine everything together. And when you're like in the future and your future self, you can look back and say, hey, I learned that skill from that time in my life and I can implement it right now. So what I really want to talk about is what you wish you knew back in high school, because I know a lot of people who find this video, they're wondering what I should know leaving high school or whilst being in high school. Is there any nuggets of information that come to mind that you wish you knew back then?
Well, looking back, I really did have a fear of what others would think about me, right? So even when I was putting myself out there and trying new things, I was so nervous to the point where I remember feeling so anxious, like I almost didn't do it, right? But looking back, I wish I like tell myself, you know what, Zoe, like put those nerves aside and like just go for it, because if it doesn't work out, then like, hey, at least you tried it. So what's the worst thing that could go wrong? So if you are in a position in your life right now where you're too nervous to really try new things because your friends aren't doing it, or just so different than who you are known to be, just put those nerves aside and go for it.
Next question is, we've touched a little bit on the topic of combining your interests and your purposes and the things that bring you joy. How do you do that? How do you go about combining things?
What I recommend is, when you are after high school, right, you're going to look back and see all these different experiences, and they seem very random, right? Like, so I was on the tennis team, right? And I did Future Business Leaders of America. Like, how can those connect? So tennis helped me discover my passion for motivation, right? Because tennis is all like a mental game, right? And I just, from like that sports psychology side, that was what I really took away from tennis. And then for the Future Business Leaders of America Club, I found that I love public speaking. So that's how I've combined motivation and public speaking, because one day my goal is to really be a motivational speaker and travel and like help people. So it's cool how you can really look back and write out like a whole plan of all the things you've done and things you'd like to do, and see how you can combine them all.
So on that note, I just want to actually tell you, if you're watching this and you're finding Zoe inspirational, she does have a YouTube channel where she does do her motivational talking, and she speaks a lot about different things to motivate you to live a better and happier life. On a last note, I don't think people really know what is purpose, and how do you know how to find that?
Yeah, that's a good question. So I've tried, so many things like throughout college, even now, and what I've discovered is that the things that I feel like I'm connected to my purpose are those things that I'm totally like in the flow state, right? And what I mean by that is that, it's work, yes, but I'm enjoying it, and like the time is just passing right by, and I'm not thinking about anything else. So when you will know when you find that thing, because like for me, when I'm on the tennis court, like time just like stops. I'm there, I'm playing, I'm in my zone, I'm doing my thing, right? When I'm up there speaking, it's the same exact feeling, right? And just when I'm helping other people through motivating them, like I feel the same exact way. So I think when that connects with you, then that's when you're on the right path to your purpose.
Yeah, and you can have so many different purposes throughout life. Just continue to do the things that excite you, continue to do the things that bring you energy, and continue to do them things like Zoe said that you completely lose yourself in. Because when you continue to do more of them, it will be like a snowball effect, and you'll find more and more things that you enjoy. And one thing may lead to another thing, which may lead to another thing. And the most amazing thing is, if you are in your purpose, if you're doing the things that you enjoy, you're going to meet like-minded people who are also doing things that you like, and you can completely connect with them. So people from your school at the moment may not be your group of people. I want you to know, if you're in secondary school, I know you like to think that you're going to be friends with them people forever and ever and ever, but there's only going to be a select few who you're going to be friends with forever. On your journey, you're going to find more people and more people and more people, and they're going to be your tribe because they're going to like the same things that you like. It's not over when you leave high school.
I was just gonna add to that actually. So like I made it this whole YouTube channel like maybe a little bit over a month ago, right? And I didn't know what the heck I was doing. I was a little nervous. So I was like, what am I getting into here, right? And then I was able to find Emily here, a very like-minded friend I've made, and she's like all the way, totally different time zone than me. But it's just so cool how you can meet like-minded people, because like my friends, they see what I'm doing, right? But they're not going to make a collab video with me, or like that, we're not on the same exact level when it comes to stuff like this. So that's, I think, like-minded people really push you forward in the right direction.
Yeah, so to end on a note, I just want you to take away that to be able to find your purpose, just do the things that you enjoy. And if you lack in confidence, it's all about taking the thing head on. And if you're scared what people think about you, don't be. If they're your friends will want you to succeed. Your friends will be there and they will be supportive. So if they are your real friends, they won't say bad things about you. They won't say mean things about you, and they won't speak behind your back. So do the things you love, because the people who love you will want you to be happy. And as the quote goes, those who matter don't mind. Those who mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind. So thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for being here, Zoe.
Of course, thank you so much for having me, and I wish everyone the best when they're trying to find their purpose and their confidence in life.
Thank you so much for watching this video. If you've enjoyed this episode, then let me know by hitting the like button and pressing the subscribe and the bell so you're notified every single time that I post a new video. If you have been through high school or secondary school, I would love to know what your one piece of advice is. What do you wish you knew when you were that age? I will see you next week with a new guest and another episode of The Limitless Show. Goodbye.